Today we're about to try something I've never done before. I'm going to review 2 sets of headphones and whatever is in this mystery box. Let's get into it. Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and also click that little bell. So a little while back, I had an email come through from a company called Linsoul. They asked me whether or not I'd be interested in reviewing some of their headphones, and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go, but it also raised the question of how do you review headphones? Because it all comes down to the sound quality, and that's a really hard thing to convey, at least in terms of YouTube. So I thought I'd compare these to a set of bog standard iPhone headphones as well as against themselves as well. But I'm also going to use music that I produce so I know how it's supposed to sound, and we'll get a pretty good idea of if they're any good. And then we're also going to see what's in this little black box over here as well. So we have 2 sets of headphones. I'll put all the specs on screen. We have the ZSN Pro, which is this one right here. And we have this one, the KZ ZS10 Pro. It's a bit of a mouthful. Now, in terms of frequency response, they actually cover the same ground, and believe it or not, this particular one is 1 dB louder, at least on the specs. It's probably not that noticeable, to be honest, and we're going to see whether or not we can hear any appreciable difference between both sets and then do a comparison. So first off, let's do an unboxing. All right, here we go. Boom. They actually look pretty wild. Let's take a look in the box, see what we get. Packaging is very good. Everyone goes for that Apple type packaging. It's got that, you know, that sort of vibe about it. Oh, these actually look pretty good. They call them hybrid technology earphone. Classic upgrade. All right, so if you don't know, I'm actually a musician and I've had a set of Shure in-ear monitors before, and they have this exact same, or at least one of your options is this exact same little rubber sort of seal that goes in your ear, which means it's going to block out the background noise, which I think is pretty cool. I'll show you some close-ups of this in just a moment. So very cool. These aren't wireless either, which is good because for a guy like me with odd ear canals, it'd be too easy for me to lose them. So here's the cable that's included as well, which connects to the headphones. And one of the interesting things about it is the texture of the cable. It's got this rubbery sort of plasticky kind of coating over the top, which odds are will make it water resistant as well. So overall, that feels pretty good. I thought it was actually a bit more of a like a fabric finish, but it isn't. It's definitely got like a rubber coating on there, which is pretty sweet. So in terms of the frequency response, these go from 7 to 40,000 kilohertz, which is a bit odd because the human hearing range is only 20 to 20, but that's okay. We're going to see whether or not we can actually hear some of that low end. So these actually look pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and load them up into one of the songs that I've produced, which is on my phone, and we'll see how they sound. So I'll connect all this up. Alright, so I've got to tell you, I cannot hear my voice very well right now, so these do block out a whole lot of background noise, which is fantastic. I've actually got a fan running in the other room right now, and I can't hear it at all. My voice sounds like I've got my fingers in my ears and I'm just hearing it in my head. So I'm going to give you my first impressions of how these sound. And I'm going to load up one of my albums here and let's have a listen. Whoa, they are loud. Alright, I always think the first reaction is probably the best reaction when it comes to this kind of stuff. So far, I'm pretty impressed with the sound. It sounds a little brighter than I was anticipating, but that may account for that 40,000 kilohertz on the top end. You know, your ears can only hear 20K, but we're going to see whether or not they compare favorably or better or worse straight away with the same song at the same volume going through my iPhone headphones here. So let's have a listen. Yeah, it's not even close. These are so much louder, and one of the good things about it is they block out all that background noise. I can obviously hear my fan running in the background with these standard iPhone ones. These definitely block out more background noise. So if you're on something like a plane, or if you're on a train every day going to work, these would be a much better option. It just cuts down all the noise, and everybody else with headphones on as well. So they do sound a lot better. I'll just have another quick listen. All right, let's go back. So the correct way to wear these, I've just had a look at the instructions, is to put them in and run the cable up and around behind your ear like that. And that's the way you're gonna get, I guess, the best fit, as well as just keeping the cable out of the way as well. So I'm gonna do the same with this other one, and we'll hit play and we'll see how these sound now. It's not even close. They create a better seal, which means you're gonna hear more of the music. They're a whole lot louder than the iPhone headphones as well, which I find I have to push up to at least 3/4 of its maximum to sort of get the volume that I like. With these, I actually had to turn it down and it's still extremely loud. So overall, these are really good so far. Let's try the other set. All right, up next we have the KZ ZS10 Pro, or KZ. Let's have a look. All right, so there we go. Another very similarly packed package. Looks great. It says 10 units hybrid technology earphone. I don't know what that means, but it looks really, really nice. Let's have a look. Wow, all right, cool. So these are packed pretty much the same. They already look a little bit more deluxe, just in their terms of, from what I can see on these already. Ooh, yeah, very nice. These look cool. These look really, really cool. So let's plug these in and we'll see how they sound. Let's do it. And we are good to go. All right, same volume. These sound great. They're nice full on the bottom end, as well as the top end doesn't seem quite as sort of bright maybe as the other set as well. I'm gonna do a quick comparison between this and the other set and just sort of see if what I'm hearing is accurate, and then we'll open up that last mystery box. So let's do this. No doubt about it, these sound better than this particular set, but these actually still sound way better than the iPhone headphones, which probably isn't too surprising to most people. But overall, the drivers in these sound a lot cleaner and a lot fuller. Better bottom end by quite a bit as well, but it's still a tight sound. It doesn't get flubby or distorted or anything like that, which is great. Some headphones overemphasize the low end, and when you crank up the volume, they don't handle it very well. So these are a much, much better sounding set of earphones, no doubt about it. So what I'll do now, we'll open up the mystery box and we'll see what's in it. So I'm interested to see what this is. Let's do it. Wow, check this out. We've got another set of earbuds as well. These look pretty sweet. These have a definitive left and right logo on them, so makes it a little bit easier to work out what's going on if you haven't used these type of things before. All right, so this particular cable and set of earphones actually has a mic on them as well, which will make it very, very handy for anyone with a smartphone if you're using it and you want to take a call or make a call or take a voice memo or anything like that. At least you'll have that option. Usually when a set of headphones has a connector that looks like this, you've got a microphone. There's also other ways to tell. There's also a definitive little button on the cable here as well, which separates it from the other one. So I'm glad I opened that up and had a look as well. And what is this? Let's have a look at this little thing. Looks like it just might be a logo. It is. All right, cool. We don't need any of this. Let's plug these in and see how these sound as well. Now, in terms of build quality, these, I guess, look a little bit cheaper than the rest of them. I'm not going to hold that against it, but just in terms of how it looks, it definitely doesn't look anywhere near as nice as that, for example. So I probably don't expect them to sound quite as good as the silver ones, for example, but we'll give it a go. I like to be wrong. Much like the other set as well, these definitely cut the background noise down completely. Almost, it's bizarre. It's like just having your fingers in your ear, like I said earlier. Let's take a listen to that same song. These actually sound pretty great. I'm shocked. I didn't think they would sound anywhere near as good as the other set. I just want to go back to my favorites and see how they compare. So we're going to do that right now. So after listening to all of them, these sound the best in my opinion. These are the KZ ZS10 Pros. They have a nicer top end. They also have that full rich bottom end as well. It doesn't get distorted. Now the bottom end on this particular set that I just tried doesn't have any issues with the low end either. It still sounds really good, but the top end isn't as pleasant to the ear. They sound very, very similar to these in my opinion. I'm not sure I heard much of a difference at all between the two, except you get the microphone on this particular set right here. So that might be the deciding factor. Another big thing, I think the difference that I need to mention is I don't really like the feel of the connection. It's so small on these ones that it just feels like it could come loose or break or bend easily. Whereas on the other two sets, this connection feels a lot more robust. The connectors feel a lot stronger. For whatever reason, Just you put them in and they don't feel like they're gonna break. And lastly, what I thought I'd do is just break out the sound pressure level meter, and we're gonna see whether or not the iPhone headphones can keep up in terms of volume to something like these. So we're gonna crank them both and sort of see what happens. Let's give this a shot. I'll keep the sound pressure level meter at the same spot. So here we go. So it's coming in at about 75 maximum, 75.6. This isn't a very clinical test, but I just wanted to see whether or not there was a difference. Maximum of 71, so my thoughts about how loud they were true. So in the sound pressure level world, every 3 dBs is twice as loud. No kidding. So these are twice as loud audibly than these. So that's a huge cool thing, especially if you're playing in a band. You want to use these as inner ear monitors. You can absolutely use them like that as well as just taking them to the gym, listening to them on the train, whatever, to block out the background noise. So overall, these are really cool. A huge thanks to Linsoul for sending these 3 sets out. I've made a huge mess on this desk. If you want to find out more about them, all the links will be on screen and in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I tried my best to explain what I was hearing and what I thought about each of the particular sets, but if you have any questions, let me know. Overall, in terms of the cable qualities and all that kind of stuff, they're all pretty much the same. The only concern I have is on the ones with the mic. I really feel like these connectors feel a little bit... I don't know how long they'll last, to be honest, but in terms of these other sets, these feel a lot more robust, even this pink set, which will be my new favorites. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon.